I'm an adult fan of Lego. I enjoy Lego, but it's driven by my creativity and my urge to display things. So, after going for a walk at my local Walmart and seeing the adorable dog Lego set, my brain quickly got to work. How could I be creative and how can I display this? So, set 3137, the adorable dog 3-in-1, or as I prefer, the dog set, isn't exactly new. It came out at the start of 2024, and as an affordable 3-in-1 set, I knew that it wouldn't generate massive fanfare, but something about those eyes made me keep coming back to it. So, I bought one from Lego, as usually they have the best price as a VIP member. I had no plan at first, but then I thought, making a dog park might be possible. I have a display shelf right next to where I work, and I wanted to start putting up whole scenes instead of just a random dog pile of brick builds. So why not start here? So after spending about $30 at Lego, I bought 2 more sets from Amazon for $24 each. Each of the 3-in-1 sets is different dogs, so this nets me 7 dogs for around 80 bones, or about 11 a dog. I'm hoping the spare pieces are enough for me to build an extra dog too. The main model has 3 dogs, and as the best value will most likely be the most popular. It boasts a Labrador that I nicknamed Case after my old dog Casey, and yes, she was a good girl. It also has a poodle that my wife suggests can easily be turned into a Dalmatian by using black round 1x1s or plates, though that noggin will need to be tamed, but I do see it. And finally, a beagle along with some accessories. Model B is a pug and a schnauzer, 2 dogs I have no personal experience with. The pug translates to Lego really well, and it's my favorite of the set actually. Schnauzers just always look old to me, so my mind instantly just made him an older dog, watching over the super energetic beagle and the always annoyed with everything and overly vocal husky. Speaking of which, Model C is the husky and the dachshund. My wife wants a husky, which we will never, hear that babe, never get. The hair, the attitude, we just don't have the temperament for it. And they are loud. The dachshund, not a sausage, but the dog is not my favorite, but it's definitely the most unique of all the dogs, along with the pug. But what is a dog park if it's just 7 dogs hanging out? That would be kind of a melancholy scene. I did some Googling and checked out a local dog park for some ideas. This led me to sets 31143 and 31155, the Birdhouse and the Hamster Wheel, both about 30 each. Fortunately, the Birdhouse was already in my possession, as I was hoping to use it in another display I was working on, but it wasn't quite the right scale, and then I just went ahead and ordered the hamster set from Lego. The Birdhouse had an alt build that was a bench with a squirrel, and I was confident I could flip the birds out of the spare parts. Sure, one of the birds wasn't exactly like the other, but it wasn't too far-fetched, and I was happy with the result. The hamster set caught my attention as the green loop reminded me of an image I saw on Google when looking up dog parks. It wasn't until I looked closer that I realized this actually came with a model that was a dog, with a dog house, with a seesaw, and I still would have the green loops as spare parts. That's a W. Rummaging through spare parts, I came across the manual for set 31044, Park Animals, which in my opinion was the previous best looking dog set. So I figured maybe I could add that dog to the display. I couldn't find most of the pieces, unfortunately, so I instead built it using what I could find. Exactly the same? No. But it wasn't too rough to make a good approximation. After that, I had a huge stockpile of spare pieces from 5 3-in-1 sets. So with the techniques I learned building the other dogs, I put together my own mutt. He was supposed to be a service dog represented by the blue harness around him. Maybe in the future I'll find a 2x4 flat plate and use our sticker maker to print out a design. For real, I now feel as though I have enough Lego, but the area I want to put it in is simply not well lit enough. So, I want to put some lights over there. I'm currently using Govee lights behind my disc plates. So I figured I'd keep it in the same app and looked at various Govee kits. I wanted to pick the $10 to $15 LED kit, But I didn't want the strong LED spots as this was just going on glass and it wouldn't get the chance to diffuse at all. So that was barking up the wrong tree. Since I planned on doing more of these displays, I opted for a more expensive option, the 8-piece Govee Glide, and chose the one that, at least in theory, should let me set up a couple or even a few shelves with these lights. The first thing I did when getting ready to build out the display was clear out the shelves and get ready to install the lights. But that's where I dug my first hole. Is it my fault for not reading well enough? Yes. But the imagery on the Amazon page for the product tricked me into thinking I could do 3 different lights when really it's just one run of lights and they had 3 setups in the picture. I gave the product a negative review and kept it moving. I kind of like problem solving anyways. I toyed around with the different layouts until I came up with this, which would let me light 2 shelves the way I want. Sort of. I still wasn't happy with the lighting overall though. Then I went to my other desk and started putting together the dog park. I'm using 2 base plates for my bottom. 3 doesn't quite fit. But in the future, I'm going to build some kind of custom mills plate to take full advantage of the shelf size. I then transferred the first pass to the shelf and let the dogs out. When I was done though, I just wasn't happy with it. I wanted to get the dog park done quickly and not chase perfection. But this just wasn't good enough. I'm sorry. So I left it there for a week, looking at it every day while I worked. Then I came back and tried again. I expanded the terrain just a little bit. I added grass and leaves, nothing crazy, but enough to add some texture and added some dynamics, and finally, maybe most importantly, I added additional lighting. It wasn't RGB, but it filled the role of fill light doggone well. I am much happier now with my first completed display in the office. It's well lit. It's not as crowded as it was initially. There's more going on and it's just better all around. If you're interested in doing something similar yourself, I got links to all the items I used below in the description. Finally, if you like the content you're seeing on my channel, give me a like and subscribe. It really helps keep me motivated to continue doing this. Let me know down below what you think of the display, what you might do differently, and any ideas for other dioramas you may have. I've already got my next display idea planned. Oh, and how many dog puns did you catch? And thanks for everything.